This girl decided to sue Cardi B for $24 million, okay, over an incident that seems to be entirely her fault. She hires an attorney to help her win her case, okay? And instead of helping her win her case, he has stood up there every day and embarrassed her more and more. And today he decides to get up to that podium and scream to the doctor witness that his client went to the doctor in 2022 for vaginal discharge. Now, I have never seen anything like this in my life, okay? An attorney with absolutely zero self-control. He wants to argue with every witness. He's arguing with the attorneys. He's arguing with the judge. And then he gets up there and tells the world, whoever wants to watch, your private health information. The attorney that you pay, okay? Not Cardi's attorney, your attorney. I couldn't imagine. I would have projectile vomited right there at that table. Because what do you mean?
Hello guys, welcome back to my social commentary. I hope you are doing good and you are watching this video. Before I proceed, I know this is coming late because I was a little bit busy today, and as the case unfolds, all eyes are on Cardi B and this high-stake lawsuit. So without wasting much of your time, let's dive in straight into this video of this lawsuit against Cardi B, the popular rapper, the popular singer that we all know. So that has been sued by Emily Ellis, with the jury side with Emily Ennis, or with Cardi B walks scot-free out of this. So let us dive in straight into the video. And if this is your first time of coming across our video, do well to give it a thumbs up and tell us what you think about this video in the comment section. Let's watch this.
This girl decided to sue Cardi B for $24 million, okay, over an incident that seems to be entirely her fault. She hires an attorney to help her win her case, okay? And instead of helping her win her case, he has stood up there every day and embarrassed her more and more. And today he decides to get up to that podium and scream to the doctor witness that his client went to the doctor in 2022 for vaginal discharge. Now, I have never seen anything like this in my life, okay? An attorney with absolutely zero self-control. He wants to argue with every witness. He's arguing with the attorneys. He's arguing with the judge. And then he gets up there and tells the world, whoever wants to watch, your private health information. The attorney that you pay, okay? Not Cardi's attorney, your attorney. I couldn't imagine. I would have projectile vomited right there at that table. Because what do you mean?
I'm not a lawyer, but the security guard that's suing Cardi B for assault is apparently suing her for $24 million.
Because she's suing me for $24 million.
And for context, in case you're late to this case, these are the plaintiff's injuries. So it was day 3 of the trial and Cardi B was back on the stand. She had a new wig, and the whole day was a bit spicier than it was yesterday.
If she was recording you, why does it matter?
Because she's a security guard and I'm going to a doctor's office. It definitely mattered.
You were causing a disturbance. Maybe she
I
wanted
wasn't
to
causing
record
a
you.
disturbance.
Time out. You agree that you were a guest in that building? You were
Yes.
a visitor, correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. You were causing a disturbance in the building.
She started the disturbance.
Now, something that's worth noting for this trial is that prior to the trial starting, the judge ruled that any of Cardi's prior bad acts cannot be mentioned during this trial. So things like her allegedly throwing a microphone in the audience in Las Vegas, or any prior police reports, gang affiliation, or other media coverage could not be brought up during this trial, which of course was bad news for the plaintiffs because they were fighting to get some of that stuff brought in. That said, during day 3, the plaintiff's attorney did repeatedly ask Cardi about her behavior with Imani that day.
You used the F word during that fight, didn't you?
Yes.
What other words did you use? Tell us in your own words what you said.
I said, get the f out my face. Why are you in my face? Why are you recording me? Ain't you supposed to be security?
Tell it to her now. Go ahead.
Huh?
Say it again. Say it.
Objection, Your Honor.
You want me to say it to her face?
I want you to tell it to her face what you said on that day so she can hear it for herself.
The objection is sustained.
Awkward. The attorney also brings up that while Cardi B was pregnant at the time of the incident, the security guard didn't know that. And pregnancy doesn't prevent you from waving your fingers in people's faces.
You had both of your hands free to do whatever you wanted to do, correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. And if you wanted to scratch or cut her face with your right hand or your left hand, if you wanted to do it, you could have done it, correct?
But
You're not disabled.
But
right?
I didn't because I had a baby inside me.
How did she know?
Time out.
Are you disabled? Yes or no?
At that moment, when you're pregnant, I'm very disabled. You want me to tell you the things I can't do?
Fine. What was your...
I was pregnant. I couldn't protect myself, even if I wanted to. She's like twice my size.
No problem.
So throughout the day, the attorney continued to emphasize Cardi's anger on the day of the incident, at one point even asking her to rank it on a scale of 1 to 10. But many of Cardi B's responses emphasize that she was at a medical appointment that day where she says all things should be kept private. She also says that Imani was at her place of employment and should have remained professional. And she also kept mentioning the size difference between the two of them.
I don't think I was like on a high level of angry. I was more on a high level of concern.
And why were you concerned?
Because I'm pregnant and this girl's about to fucking beat my ass. Hello?
Hello. Hello, I'm here. So you said she's bigger than you? Is that correct?
Absolutely.
How do you know that?
I mean, look.
I'm looking. I don't agree with that. What is your basis? Are you saying she's physically bigger? She's taller?
I mean, you have her medical records,
I don't
right?
have anything. I'm asking you the question.
I mean, I was 130 pounds at that time.
So she's overweight, right? In your opinion.
Objection, relevant.
She's a little...
You don't need to answer that.
Did you make fun of her that she was overweight when you were there in the hallway?
I don't think so.
Did you call her fat?
No, I was calling her a...
The attorney next focuses on Cardi's nails from that day. It turns out that the reason Cardi was even in LA for that weekend was because of the 2018 All-Star Weekend. And there's actually pictures of her from that weekend showing how her nails were designed.
The shape that I had that week, it wasn't like a shape that is like harming. It was like a square coffin shape. So it didn't have like no points or like sharp edges and stuff like that. I mean, there's pictures of me of that week everywhere. So
then the attorney asks her about some of the words Imani may have called her during the altercation.
Do you know what the word ghetto means?
Objection, Your Honor.
me,
Yeah.
if somebody calls me ghetto, it depends on how you're using it, but I don't really feel offended if you call me ghetto.
Did Imani Ellis tell you that you're stupid?
I really don't remember. She did. She was cursing at me though.
What were the words that she used?
You're gonna get the fuck out my building. You're gonna get the fuck out my building. I can do whatever the fuck I want. She said, it's my phone. It's my phone. You're in my building. That's what she was telling me. And she was like, she also was saying like this, I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't give a fuck who you are.
That's so real because you know when you remember something in the middle of a thought.
I remember that.
Those exact words?
Yes.
The questions somehow circle back to the size difference between Cardi and Imani. And remember when Imani said Cardi was body shaming her that day, but Cardi keeps saying she wasn't. Okay, girl.
We was face to face, so she's practically like my height, or just much taller, but she was practically my height. But she is like
What? Say it.
security heavy.
What does security heavy mean? Just tell us. There's no harm.
Y'all heard him say there's no harm. He know what he doing.
What does that mean?
Like she just looks a little like she could protect the building type big. You know what I'm saying? She just
Right.
looked more developed than me.
The attorney eventually wraps up his very long direct examination, and then Cardi's attorney gets to ask her some questions. The main takeaway from their questions is that, number one, Cardi says she did not threaten, spit on, or assault Imani. And secondly, that she was the one who felt violated because, again, she was at a medical appointment for her pregnancy.
That is me out here in LA at a All-Star Weekend NBA game. I wouldn't want to be anything that had to do with my medical records or anything. Even if I do cosmetic surgery. I don't want people to be in anything that has to do with medical in your business. It's just, especially something that is so sacred as your pregnancy is yours.
All right. Now, if you watched my day 2 recap, then you know that day 2 ended with a discussion about a receptionist who was there on the day of the incident. Imani's attorneys were arguing that the receptionist should not be allowed to testify, but today the judge ruled that she can. Her name is Tiara Malcolm, and when she got on the stand, she gave her version of what happened that day.
Well, I was waiting for Cardi B's arrival. I heard commotion out in the hallway. And so I opened the door and I looked, and I heard and saw the commotion. Cardi B's back to the wall, and just a lot of arguing and, you know, just confrontation.
Okay.
Be this, be that. I don't know if I can curse, but
So we've heard just about everything so far. So
okay. I immediately walked over there and got in between them and was like, whoa, what's, you know. So the first thing that really came out of my mouth is to Miss Ellis, just as far as, what are you doing? You're at work, go back to your post. And I was trying to go. It was my sister's baby shower, so I was trying to get out of there. Them still exchanging words even with me in between.
Yeah.
There was hands going while I was in the middle. I didn't even realize, I guess because my adrenaline, that I had a mark on my forehead. Besides me getting a scratch, nobody, as far as them two, hit each other. After, you know, just going back and forth, Dr. Finke came out. After that, I don't even really remember what was said, but I know I continued to take Cardi B into the office, and then I went back to the front.
When things finally calmed down, Tiara said she walked Cardi to her exam room and then closed up shop since Cardi was the last patient of the day. And then as far as injuries, Tiara says she saw nothing on Imani Ellis's face that day.
Did you see any injury at all on her face?
No.
Did you see any spit or spittle on her face?
No.
Did you hear Miss Ellis yell at Cardi B, "I will fuck your shit up"?
Yeah, something along those words.
At any point in time in that confrontation, did Cardi B hit Miss Ellis?
No.
Next, Cardi's attorney asked Tiara about the phone call Imani allegedly made to her a few months after the incident. If you watched my day 2 recap, you know Tiara sent in a declaration claiming that a few months after the incident, Imani reached out to her, basically asking her to help sue Cardi B. But Tiara says she declined because she felt like the whole situation was Imani's fault, not Cardi's.
Miss Imani Ellis called you several months later and asked you to help her. What is the reason that you chose not to do so?
Well, main reason, I didn't feel like she was in the right. I felt like, based off of her position, working at the office, everything was handled unprofessionally, and going back and forth. No, she didn't work at our office, but clearly Cardi B was a patient going, you know, she had a purpose at that building where she worked at. So I didn't feel, I don't know what I would help her with. I don't think if I told my truth it would help her. So
Tiara testified that the following Monday after the incident, she did file a report with the security company Imani worked for because of how unprofessional and inappropriate she felt that the whole thing was, and out of concern for her future patients. All right, on to Cross. So to poke holes in Tiara's version of events, Imani's attorney highlights that if Cardi was positioned behind Tiara when she got in between them, there's no way for Tiara to know what Cardi's hands were actually doing.
I didn't feel anything or see any hands come from behind me.
Understood. But if Cardi B took a swing because you were not facing her and you were focusing on Imani Ellis, and you don't have eyes in the
No, I
back of
didn't
your
see
head,
her hand.
you would not be able to know what she was doing.
Right.
So if she took a swing, you wouldn't be able to know. Fair?
Okay, yeah.
The attorney then moves on to the cut that Tiara got from stepping in between Cardi and Imani. Tiara says that although the cut was bleeding a little bit, she just dabbed some alcohol on it and moved on about her day. She did not get plastic surgery or file a lawsuit. But the attorney asks her to speculate as to who she thinks gave her the cut.
The cut came from you, the cut came from Ellis, or the cut came from Cardi B. Or make up your own. Where did the cut come from?
It definitely didn't come from me.
Okay, so that's out. You got two more. Or
Cardi
your own.
was behind me, So the only assumption that I had was it was from Miss Ellis because she was facing me.
Okay. But did you ever see Miss Ellis take her fingers or her hand or any other object and cause damage to your head? Did you ever see that?
I seen hands trying to reach over me, so being that she was in front of me and hands were going like this, that's the only realistic assumption I can have, is that that's why I got cut.
Speculation is something you can object to, so why he would ask her to speculate about who scratched her is crazy. Another thing to know, so throughout this trial, jurors have had the ability to ask questions of each witness after they're done testifying. There haven't been a ton of questions, but they did have a few for Tiara. The first question was, when doctors have celebrity patients in that building, is it common for the doctor's office to inform the security of the building that a celebrity is coming? It's a good question.
I honestly don't know if that was done or not.
Can you describe Cardi B's emotional state during and after the incident?
Upset, emotional, worried about the reason why she was there.
Did you notice whether Miss Ellis had a phone or a camera during the incident?
She had a phone in her hand.
She did have a phone in her hand?
Yes.
All right.
Okay, moving on to the final witness of the trial. Yes, the trial ended on day 3, and that witness was the doctor Cardi B had come in to see. His name is Dr. Finke, and here's his version of what happened that day.
I was in my office, in my office's office, and then heard a lot of yelling, so I immediately got up, ran down the hall, and went out into the hallway. As soon as I got into the hallway and realized what was going on, my receptionist was between the plaintiff and the defendant. There was a lot of yelling, a lot of finger pointing, and at one point my receptionist was struck, not hard, but I remember it was like on the shoulder kind of thing. I think it was her right shoulder. And there was a phone in the security guard's hand, and the phone kept going back from the ear to point and then back to the ear. And at one point, kind of both hands were kind of flailing, but not closed fists or anything like that, more swatting.
Did your receptionist show you a cut on her forward afterwards?
Very minor.
Okay. What happened next?
Tried to de-escalate the situation, separate the two, and get our security guard back in the elevator and off the floor. I was trying to match sort of with body, language, the intensity of it to get across the point that this was not okay. This is your job.
And who did you address that to?
Mrs. Ellis. There was a lot of name calling going back and forth, but my primary objective was to get our security guard back in the elevator and off the floor. And I can't remember if I was holding the elevator door open, or I've been trying to think about that. I have no idea. I think at that point there was enough distance between the parties that there was no longer any gestures that could be construed as violent. As soon as Miss Ellis stepped back on the elevator, Cardi and Tiara were headed back into my office.
The doctor says that after the situation, he was less than a foot away from Imani Ellis, and he didn't see any injuries to her or her face.
Did you see on her face any scratches?
No.
Did you see on her face any cuts?
None.
Did you see on her face any blood?
No.
Did you see any injury at all on her face that day?
None.
And did you see spit or spittle or any other fluid on her, anywhere on her?
No.
During the course of this, did you hear Miss Ellis say something to the effect, and I apologize, I will f*** your shit up?
Yes.
At any time, did you see Cardi B spit on plaintiff?
No.
Did you see Cardi B take a swing at plaintiff?
No.
Did you see Cardi B hit plaintiff?
No.
Did you see Cardi B scratch or cut plaintiff with her fingernails?
No.
Dr. Finke also testifies that Cardi did not have 3-inch nails that day, and he knows this because he has a habit of looking at people's nails.
I make a point of looking at people's fingernails. I have no idea why. It sort of lightens the room when you're doing an exam, when you're about to do a pap smear, to say, oh, that's a really cool color, where'd you get it? And it would have just stuck out to me.
Dr. Finke says that after this incident, he filed a report regarding Imani Ellis's behavior because he wanted her gone.
Given what I had witnessed of the conduct of our security guard when I was out there, I said she needs to go. Then my administrator on Monday morning, I think, took Tiara down and made a statement for the building, and then the building proceeded to do what they did.
See, I think Imani is confused. At first, she was saying that Cardi B is the one who got her fired, but it actually seems like it was Dr. Finke. On cross-examination, Imani's attorney highlights that Dr. Finke was not out in the hallway the whole time of the incident, so there are things that he could have missed. The attorney also says that with a patient list that includes other celebrities, it may be in Dr. Finke's best interest to be here testifying on Cardi's side.
You are here because you want to testify in favor of your patient, correct?
I'm here because I'm one of 4 people who were in the hallway that day.
Right.
And I'm just flabbergasted by the allegations that don't seem congruent with what I saw that day. It's very important for me to tell what happened that day and to ensure that anybody coming to my office, celebrity or not, doesn't have that type of experience.
Imani's attorney shows Dr. Finke the picture of Cardi at All-Star Weekend from 2018 and asks him if these are the nails he remembers from that weekend. And he says, yes.
The fingernails that are in this picture, are these the same fingernails that Cardi B was wearing when she entered your office on the date of the incident?
I think so.
The final note from the day is that Dr. Finke says he canceled all of his afternoon appointments on a day's notice so that he could make it to this courtroom to testify. And he says he is not getting paid from Cardi's side or anyone's side to do it. He's here because he wants to be. And with that, the trial ends. It sounds like they will be back on Tuesday for jury instructions, and then we'll see how long it takes for the jury to come back with a verdict. So what y'all think? If you got these scratches from Cardi B, would you sue her for $24 million?
Yo guys, thank you for watching our video. And like we all know from this video that the popular rapper Cardi B is facing a 24 million US dollar civil lawsuit charge against her, yes, by a security guard known as Emily Ellis, who sued her for allegedly assaulting her in 2018 while she was pregnant. And at the other hand, Cardi B at the trial has denied anything physical contact with the so-called Emily Ellis, and that the Emily Ellis is the aggressor, and insisting that she did not touch Emily Ellis. So without wasting much of our time, I would like to thank you for watching this video. And if this is your first time of coming across our video, do well to subscribe to our channel so that more videos like this will pop up your screen, and tell us what you think about this video in the comment section. With the jury side with Emily Ellis and grant her these damages of 24 million US dollar lawsuit charge, or will the popular rapper Cardi B walk free out of this one? Let's keep watching as we bring you more news concerning anything that is happening around the world. You're welcome.